So maybe one more miserable talk and many words to be used. But to make it simpler, I thank Dr. Somani and Indra that they have already made my life less miserable by explaining all the medical device and other regulations to you. So before I start with the IT, I think to make it a little more interesting, I want to show you something on a description. I belong to Medtronic, which is the largest medical device company right now. And what is the history? What exactly are we doing? So I want to show you something on that. Al Bakan, who was the founder of this company, started from a garage, and he was an electrical engineer. So he made the world mobile pacemaker, which was earlier used to be attached to the walls of the hospital, and people used to not very mobile and feeling very lethargic in their lives sitting in the hospitals itself. So in a moment I will show you that where the technology went as the most advanced one right now. However, I just come to my topic, which is quality management system and the role in strengthening the regulatory system. So if we do our jobs right, so it makes our life simpler only. So if we play a good role in quality managing quality well, so regulatory becomes even more easier for us. So there is no control, no enforcement if you are doing the quality first time right, because ultimately we are dealing with the patients and their life is in our hand, even if whatever complex medical technologies we do have in hands, but we have to deliver to them and to our regulations. So next slide talks about this, that the athlete who doesn't know the rule of the game is never, the talent is not working by his side. So if we have to win, we have to think through that what quality management systems we have to put in place. So while we are defining quality management system, as I told you, the two elements plays very importantly, that we have to deliver to the needs of the patient and to the regulations. So in order to define that, few of the questions are very important, that what exactly is that quality management system. So again, it is safety and performance of any medical device. When you have to apply that, so all of the time we are not applying it to everything. Because in a layman language, I was explaining to my mom that anything which is helping us externally, mechanically, and not actually dissolving into our body and help us release our medical burden is actually a medical technology. But then she came up, said, oh, so you are talking about a baby diaper. So I was a little shocked that, yeah, it can be seen by a layman in that manner. So we cannot deny. But yes, guys, we have a task in hand which we have to be responsible. So where to apply is important, and that's the most tough thing. Then how and by whom? This is a complex universe of medical devices, maybe thinking 9 simple planets revolving around a green sun. But it's not that simple. So there are some balloons which you are seeing in a purple which just brushes alongside and take a left turn. So it's just like, custom-made devices, which Indra has beautifully explained. Then assistive devices, I think Sir has taken many photographs that what exactly are those devices, and you have seen it carefully. So assistive devices, cosmetic devices, then personal care devices like firefighting, you have gloves, you have helmet, that is also a safety device. Then ICT products, which are information and communication technologies in hand. There are blood products, and the combination of medicine and devices. So it is actually very complex, but in taking to a simple definition, it is a combination of an engineering with a medical science. So now we come to how. If we have a task in hand, we have to deliver a quality so that it is safe and performing well in our patients. So what should we do exactly? So where we have understood that this is a medical technology world, there are many technologies which are evolving, so there we have to apply it. But how to apply? So first, it is very important to identify which risk class it is. So there are some examples before you: low to moderate, class B, then class C and D. So while we are seeing the things in this simpler manner, this is also not very simple. So even if you are talking about syringes, for that matter, the example is it is class A. But the minute it changes a design, the minute it changes some of other properties, the manufacturing properties, it goes to class B. So from a syringe to a prefillable syringe, it changes a class. So first of all, it is very important to think while applying a QMS that what category it will fall in, and that careful job is in regulator's hand as well as our hand. So we again are responsible for that. Then what about QMS? Alongside our conformity assessments, which are dossiers and other standards, so very important aspect is QMS. So through class A to class D, just to see a picture that it changes. You have somewhere you need a very stringent audit, somewhere you don't need, somewhere you have to conform yourself to some of the standards. So what do our laws and controls say? So there are enforcements, but again I would say don't go into controls and enforcements. If we do our job right, we make our life simpler, and regulators as well. So pre-market is where you have to establish the safety and efficacy standards. Then alongside you also have to work on the other ISO 13485 standards for QMS. And in the post-market, of course, the vigilance, and there are some other aspects which are post-market patient registries. Then establish procedure to issue the safety alarms. So we have to understand that if something is going wrong in a same manner repetitively, so it is our gut feeling obviously that what should we do? A baby is crying every half an hour. I'm bad at it, but then I have to do something because it is indicating to me. So how do we do it? Then to support, there are essential principles of safety and performance, very well written by some of the global organizations like GHTF. Then these are general and specific. So some of it will always apply to all of the devices, or most of the devices. Then some of it will apply to the specific devices. So we explain that we establish those standards through this, we establish those things, these safety and performance essentialities through these standards. So standards are horizontal, semi-horizontal, and vertical, as you can see. So there are QMS risk management standards, then sterility and electrical safety, which are to the product families. Then there are very specific standards like electrically supported devices, which are very vertical standards only, for that particular product itself. Now, again, the next part of the game is, even if we say that games are simple, they are not. As I told you that they are always played by the rule. So the next rule is you have to apply this QMS throughout the product life cycle. So as a child is playing, or the soccer players are, they always decide a strategy. So we also have to that where it will be applied. So right from the start, when you have an idea to make a medical device, and till the end when you are actually distributing and selling it, you have to apply these standards. So for that matter, your supplier management also comes under it. So if I have a bottle and a cap, so I'm purchasing a cap from somebody, I'm drinking that water. So if cap is not made under good quality standards, it is going to impact my water. So it's not just the bottle and the water itself, cap is important. So that's why we are making medical devices with thousands of components. So I think those components and the standard safety is important. These are the enabling process, just like a coach in a game. So they always coach us that if your standards have to go right at the end, so you have to take care that these enable your processes, those product processes which I talked before. So manage quality system, your CAPAs, corrective actions and preventive actions, or maybe at the end, your information. So communicating is always like a Chinese whisper. While it goes from that chair to that chair, the things changes. So you have to think through that how you seamlessly actually exchange that communication from start to end. Okay, so I have a message and I will conclude quickly. This is the QMS entity, quality manual, and one of the representative is very important because until it comes from the top, the pressure is not felt that there is a quality needed. Then I think the document structures, what are the most important documents we have to maintain for QMS? Quality manual, policy, procedures, and work instructions, then supported by whatever you feel that can help the other person to perceive your QMS right, you have to maintain it accordingly. And then we brilliantly, we make a goal and we become champions. So now I want to give you one more video where I'll show you that once you do your quality management system right, what kind of products come out in the world. And when it beautifully places in the body, So you will feel actually enlightened, proud that yes, we are making a difference to mankind. And that's what the mission of Medtronic is. I want to link it to alleviate pain, restore health, and extend life. So proud to be in medical technologies. Thank you.